You are listening to the Savage FINcast Retro, Episode 15, Savage Dragon Ongoing 8 and 9.
Chicago. A criminal mastermind called Overlord held our city in his terrifying grip. Ordinary cops were losing the battle against Overlord's super freaks and mutants. Then, a miracle happened. When I found him, he had no memory of his past. I helped him find an identity and a life. Now we have a fighting chance. Now we have the dragon.
This is the Savage FINcast, the FINcast that never got its Halloween issue. I'm Raven Perez.
I'm Jim Purcell.
I'm Craig Olson.
And you're listening to the Savage FINcast Retro, where we go back into the past. Take a look.
The shitty games that suck ass. Yes.
Yeah. Yes! Yeah, we look at those old Savage Dragon issues of our years gone by with sweet, sweet early 90s, and when things were a lot more extreme and you could put out a single issue and get $250,000. Life was good, baby. And so we're taking you back. We're looking at those early issues, and I think we got some absolutely kick-ass issues ahead of us on this one. What are we doing today, Jim?
Well, when last we left our heroes, he was impaled in a spire. It didn't look good. I'm pretty sure he's dead. The series is canceled. We'll never see him again.
How could that idiot, Eric Larson, do this?
Kill your character in 8 issues.
And then just kill him. What a fool.
What a fool indeed.
He really painted himself into a corner.
Sales must have got below 100,000. They had to cancel.
Yeah, 100,000. What a joke. Oh, yeah, it's funny. I mean, I know we don't go super in depth on these, but you know, last issue when we did Savage Dragon 7, we were like, man, I think we actually said the words aloud. I wonder what people thought when they read this back in the day. And we just shared our thoughts. Jesus, man, the letters pages are fucking hilarious for these issues. Savage Dragon 8 and 9's letter pages are a true testament to where people's heads were at when they read that. It's incredible.
Where were you when he killed that dragon?
Let me ask you guys. It's 1994. Where are you in life?
Where am I in 1994? Well,
yeah.
All right, so I would have been in the...
I was in 7th grade.
I would have been in the 5th grade. I would have just been getting into middle school, having the worst time of it with my 5th... Well, this was March, so I guess I still would have been in 4th grade. Learning to love the Buffalo Bills from my 4th grade teacher. And it would only be years later I'd find out he was a creepy bathroom pervert, but I learned a lot about the Buffalo Bills at the time. And Garfield.
They went to the Super Bowl like every year in the 90s.
A creepy bathroom pervert that loved the Buffalo Bills and Garfield.
Yes. And hamsters. We had hamsters in that class.
Jim, come to the bathroom. I want to talk to you about Jim Kelly and the no-huddle offense.
No, there was no kid creep involved. It was just regular bathroom creep.
I mean, that's creepy anyway, dude. What are we talking? Like he poops and just leaves it, or
no? He was sticking mirrors under his shoes and poking them under the stalls.
He was what?
He put
sticking what?
He put mirrors and cameras on his shoes and then put his foot under the stall doors. At least that's the story I heard.
No, you got to think he's creeping on young men.
Probably, yes.
Oh, that's no good. I mean, it's no good anyway. But what a weirdo.
Yeah, he wasn't doing it at school. He was doing it at a mall.
Oh, that's still weird. So that could be like he just didn't want to see anybody pooping. Oh my god.
Yes. Again, I wouldn't find this out until well after high school.
Dear Lord, what about you, Craig?
Where were you in 1994, Craig?
Yeah.
You're probably out of college with a job or something.
No. I had 2 kids and a bad smoking habit. No, I was a junior, I want to say, in high school, and I was probably just starting to get out of the comics because I needed to get a job to get a car, and I just remember I just was I gave up on comics for quite a few years, and then came back right towards the end of college.
You mean to tell me then that you witnessed Savage Dragon getting impaled, and were like, "Got to get that car though."
I was like, I got to get that pussy and car.
I get it.
Weird.
When you know what's funny?
You need the car first.
When you said I have to get a car, we knew what you meant.
Weird, because when I got a job in my junior and senior year, it was because I needed money to get comics.
There you go.
I had priorities.
Wow. Yeah. Let's dive on in, dudes. I think these are some fucking killer issues. We don't go page for page like your normal FINcast, so we're going to kind of like breezy, easy squeezy, cheesy breezy through these issues. But you know what I have to say before we even get here? Bros, I don't give a fuck what anyone on this planet says. Cutthroat and Hellraiser, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like knife dudes.
Yeah, who doesn't? Look at those skulls on his shoulders, Jim.
I'm going to be honest with you. These guys have never done much for me.
Are you?
I love them.
I love them too.
So outrageous, but outrageous done right.
They are, dude. Because here's the thing. They could have just been normal skulls on his shoulders or whatever. They are like fucking super huge skulls, and they're saber-tooth skulls.
Yeah, he probably works in paper mache.
And what's
the
great,
giant blade arm, all the knives, like excessive amount of knives.
ridiculous amount of knives, dude.
His skull belt.
A skull belt and a fucking V-neck. Never mind a V-neck. His fucking like shirt goes all the way down to his like happy trail.
In Hellraiser, looks like he borrowed like an outfit from Paul Stanley.
Dude,
His last Kiss tour.
Kiss, absolutely.
I love the fucking like cup with the zipper he even draws in.
I know, dude. Is it? And that's what I'm saying though. Is it like what's so funny is that like you're talking about like outrageous. Like his fucking hair is just
so
outlandish as shit, and like
Because that is his hair.
yeah,
That's not just like 2 blades coming out the side of his head. That's his hair sculpted.
That's like his hair spiked.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's so it's
And
like
he has a fucking cape.
yes, dude. Like
That's right. He does have a cape. It's like you forget he does. I wonder did he get rid of that on later issues?
Maybe,
because
because
of this issue.
He's got a straight up Superman cape with his gimp outfit.
But it's awesome. It's like, supervillains, like they dress like this. I mean, it looks silly in real life, but in comics, like it's supposed to look intimidating. It's kind of like how a punk rocker dresses like a punk rocker, Like it's supposed to be outlandish.
Right. Well, I mean,
I
like
that.
These dudes have like abandoned like society, right? Like they're just fucking freaks, or like just do whatever the hell they want. It's like Mad Max.
But are they even
right.
are they even freaks? They're just dudes with knives.
They gotta
I think
be.
they have like super strength because Eric.
They must, but it's still they're very tame for freaks when you think about it. I mean,
Right.
Cutthroat's blade arm is just because he's missing part of his arm. It isn't a.
I know Eric is. Sorry.
It isn't a power. It's just put a blade on his stump.
But he has super strength because he can cut into dragon's skin.
Plus, both these
Eric's
dudes are like toe to toe. They're just beating
talking
the shit
about
out of Dragon here in this issue. So they gotta have a bit of strength to them, dude.
Yeah.
I'll give you this:
Yeah.
they're not like on the same caliber of like Open Face and like your freaks, cesspool. But at the same time, like I don't know, they're strong and they're fucking crazy as shit and they're living that freak life.
I love it. It just kind of like no like ties to normal society. Like I'm just gonna dress like this, and you're gonna be intimidated, and I'm gonna walk around with my bare chest and
my fucking cup.
ball pouch zipper.
I'm gonna have my fucking cup exposed everywhere I goddamn go. Can I say that even the splash again? We don't go page by page on these, but like just this sequence, it opens with this killer fucking splash of like dragon upside down and impaled, and
You
then
don't
like
know if he's dead.
the fucking
His eyes are
slow
rolled up.
ascent up the spike.
Yeah,
So good.
it's pretty wild stuff. And these the layouts of all these like first few pages are all the same.
It's almost the whole issue.
But
Well, half. It's like half the issue.
yeah, I mean, just the action. I mean, it just it's a feast for the eyes when you see him like pulling himself off the spire, and then like there's no sound effects, which is kind of cool too in a way, because it's like it's just a cold, snowy day, and you just bouncing off the roof, falling. You don't need sound effects really here. I think it's just makes it even better. And I just wanted to add one thing on this. How iconic is the snow in this issue?
Oh, it's great.
Like, the snow really sets the tone with him just, the footprints in the snow, like everything, the blood, the dragging. I don't know.
Yeah, if it had not been snowing, like this wouldn't have been as cool and impactful. And that's the thing that immediately like blows my balls off is this issue to be a 1994 comic, bro, it looks like it was colored yesterday. Like, isn't the coloring so good on this sequence?
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
It really is. I was just like, man.
That's Ruben Rood for you.
Yeah. I mean, compared to, think of it on like these retros. Like, we have gone through some earlier coloring stuff where, honestly, it aged like milk. I mean, this was the early 90s. People were still figuring this stuff out. It was all brand new. Holy shit, dude. This still looks good. Like, this sequence is still beautiful.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy this issue. There's a lot of characterization. There's a lot of quiet moments. The action's top notch. I love the scene where the cops are kind of like, even Howard's like, basically like, Howard Neisman's like, we got to find him. He's a cop.
Well, this is the
like,
first
I
time
love
we've
that.
seen this Officer Dragon is Missing panel, which will recur many times in the coming future.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should note, though, remember last issue when Dragon and Frank took the building and Overlord just blasted Frank away?
Yeah, Frank became a goddamn Mortal Kombat skeleton.
And right away in this issue, right after Dragon frees himself, we see Frank on an airplane, very alive.
Frank's on a plane.
And
So it's like a what?
And that's going to raise a bunch of questions going forward as well, which I think is an interesting little twist. Because, at this point, there's no one knows what the deal is with Frank.
You want to know the beautiful thing? I have forgotten what happened. So when I was rereading this for the FINcast, I flipped by and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? So
Yeah, man, he's got to get out of there so he can't be a target.
Yeah, but he's dead, Craig. He died last issue, remember?
No, I know, but I'm just saying, and I mean, the whole point of him now, of him being dead, is now nobody knows he's alive. He doesn't have to be threatened. Even the Vicious Circle thinks he's dead.
Right. But we don't know the context yet because we don't know the whole Lurch thing yet.
Sure.
Guess I know what happened. Interesting.
There's a lot to think about though in this comic. Like if you got to put yourself having 200 and almost 60 issues is so much you already know, but you got to kind of put those goggles on and be like, most of these readers are like, well, how the fuck is Dragon walking around with a giant hole in his chest like that?
Right, and the letters page like really spells it out. Like, it's funny because now we take it for granted. Like Malcolm gets his fucking hands blown off, and like we know he'll be fine.
All right.
But like you have Dragon walking around with a fucking stump and a hole in his chest, and like the letters call him really sealed. People were like, "How in the hell? Like, what are you gonna do, dude? Like, what?"
Well, his lungs probably healed awkwardly around it, and while he did have a hole in his chest, he probably healed enough to just stumble around.
Right.
But yeah, the limits of his healing are not yet known.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to get to it next issue. We don't even know he's getting his hand back yet. As far as we know, he's going to be stumpy for the rest of his life at this point.
Oh, it's mind blowing. I mean, I recall, like, when I saw the hand fucking go off, I was like, what the fuck? Like, dude, what?
I mean, we have seen Dragon, like, lose a lot of blood and come back, but he hasn't really grown anything back before.
Right.
There's also a lot of mystery still going on about, you know, who Mighty Man is, and people are starting to catch on to Sam Hayes and that, like, oh, you know, was it an anagram? Or
yeah, and even Dragon's origins
Shazam
are still a question. Even in this issue, we actually see what's her face, Mrs.
Greenblatt.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Rodney Greenblatt's mom.
And Debbie Harris's mom, who's thrilled that Dragon's missing.
Right.
And she'll come
Come back later.
villain.
Yeah, we'll see her again.
Yeah, I even love, too, like, you know, we're about to hit up some Freak Force, and he's like, yeah, Freak Force is out there doing what they can, and they're like, damn straight. I'm like, oh, that's good, dude.
And R. Richard Richards.
Yeah. So good.
How
I think that might be his first appearance.
you guys got the
And Mace. I think it might be Mace's first appearance, right?
definitely
Yeah.
Mace's first appearance, yes. You guys got print copies of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
How
Yes.
cool is that Deadly Duo pinup by Eric?
Yeah, that's great.
Is that
That's
their
another-
first appearance?
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Crap, it would be their first appearance.
Yeah. I'm like, hell yes, dude.
Yeah, because you don't know anything about these guys, and you're like, well, what the hell is this?
Yeah, nothing. I was thinking to myself as I flipped through this to again like refresh myself. I was like, oh shit, this would be for them like new readers. They would just be like, cool. Who the hell is
the
this?
Deadly Whozos?
Yeah, they had no idea how fucking awesome things were about to get for them. But nah, just great action. I love these two just stomping the shit out of Dragon while he's down, and
I don't know.
just
You,
slashing
you
him
say stomping the shit out of him. I just see them being a nuisance because they do all this like damage to him, but even Dragon, like beat up as he is, just fucking turns around and just batters them both. They can't fucking do anything to him.
Well, he's trying to get away. I mean, you know, he runs, makes a run for it, you know.
Yeah, but
So I mean,
you know that moment he gets got caught in the alley and you get that really sad Dragon in the snow face?
I love that, yeah.
To me, that's not Dragon
dead
going,
end.
oh, I can't escape. That's me. Oh, I gotta kill both of these fuckers.
I mean, it's,
really-
ends up being
Really?
what it is, right?
Because as soon as that happens, as soon as he's cornered, it basically turns the tables on these guys. Immediately.
Yeah. The whole scene is very like Sergio Leone-esque type with a lot of close-ups on the faces
Yeah.
and then zooms out and I don't know. That one, there's that one panel, it's on the page where Dragon's running from them.
Yeah.
When he finally gets up. And the one panel right before he's running where he's kind of looking over his shoulder. I love that panel. I don't know
Oh
if-
yeah.
For the listeners, I guess, you know, it's kind of a 6-panel with one bottom open panel, Dragon running with his stumpy arm.
Yeah, the negative
Yeah.
space panel.
Right after they're laughing, ha ha ha. He's got that woof when he hits the ground, and then he looks over his shoulder. I love that panel. So cool.
Yeah, it's good, dude.
But yeah, this whole scene, the alleyway, it's just great. You
Yeah.
know, typical wooden fences.
Fantastic sequential art too. Like when he's pounding him on the opposite page, you get like that Larson classic, like left right action. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good, dude. It's so
The
good.
the overhead like narrow panels where you're seeing him run down that narrow alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lots of action lines, speed lines.
I feel like you're 100% right about like he was like, you know, fuck it. I guess I got to just beat the hell out of these two clowns. And like, how awesome is it that Dragon used his cape, Hellraiser's cape against him? I mean, because again, this is 1994. You just don't see like everybody has capes. Like there's tons of caped guys around. You just don't really see those capes used, weaponized. Like at most they get tattered.
Right.
But like here, Dragon literally is like using the cape as part of combat. So good. Just mummies him up and just gives him the old smash.
I love when he snaps Cutthroat's leg. I remember reading that panel and just being like, what? Just grabs it and just bends his kneecap.
Gives you that kind of gross feeling when you see an NBA player's leg go the wrong way.
Yeah.
Just like
Dragon's really messed up Cutthroat through the years.
Yeah.
That's why I say I don't take him seriously. Because he seems to be a complete punching bag.
Yeah, ultimately he wound up being a total joke.
Yeah, but remember in the miniseries what he did to like all those like innocent bystanders.
Yeah,
like
didn't he break his leg back then too? Wasn't he in that cast back in the miniseries?
I don't remember if it was in the miniseries.
My memory on that's faulty. I'll double check on that.
Man.
But yeah.
What? Man, what?
It's funny to think of Dragon like in these early issues, like he could just pass out from blood loss, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the second time, right?
Yeah.
Since the miniseries, where it's just like, lost too much blood.
It's like, oh shit, zoop, it just drops. That's like, it's funny because it's kind of like there's things that like he would do, and then things that he like just retired, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you never see Dragon like fucking just pass out he gets his fucking arms ripped off, and he's like, you wouldn't hit an unarmed guy, would you? Like he's making jokes and shit. It's like,
I guess you can attribute that to part of just experience and kind of understanding how his body works now and stuff, I guess, you know.
Well, yeah, it is
As the
important
years
too
go
to
on.
notice that to note that like Dragon himself doesn't know his limits at this point. Like not just the reader, like at this point, like Dragon doesn't know he can like fucking recover. So you're right. You're correct.
We actually see Rapture wearing clothes somewhat.
Well, it's cold.
She's got a jacket and pants on.
She put on her red light. That's a great Rapture, dude. I love her hair.
Yeah.
That dry air makes it frizz.
Yeah, I think what's funny is I do think that is like the most clothed we've ever seen Rapture.
Except for in Freak Force.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Listen, so we're at the end of the issue. I gotta just say, like, dear reader, dear listener, you know, there is a real cherry of a tribute to Jack Kirby.
Right. He had just died around when this issue came out.
The month
Yeah.
before, yeah.
March 1994, so it'd have been like right in there. And it's funny that somebody in the letters column of the next issue notes, they were like, thank you for saying more than a sentence. Like, you know, and I was just thinking to myself, and I was like, wow. Because, I mean, Aaron gives him, like, paragraphs here, right? And,
Yeah.
like, of course, I mean, because, you know, Kirby did a lot. And the letter where the other person is like, thanks for saying more than a sentence, it's fucking crazy to imagine, like, Marvel and them just giving, like, a sentence. Oh, yeah, rest in peace, King, or just something like that. Like, what
Right.
the hell? Talk about dropping the ball.
I can't remember what issue it was now. I was just reading an issue of something where Jack Kirby just had passed away. It might have been... I don't know. But yeah, it was like right where when Jack Kirby... It was another comic that had a big write-up on it. Anyway.
Also,
It was hard-hitting when it happened.
I mean, like, goddamn, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, please, like, just pay attention to these letters. They're so fucking funny because, like, I just hadn't realized. I was, like, reading these, and I was like, wow, you know, these early Savage Dragon fans were just straight up shitty at times.
But I give him credit for publishing the good and the bad.
Yeah. It's so funny because somebody's like, you don't publish anything but kiss-ass letters. And he's like, if you haven't paid attention, he was like, yeah, I'll publish whatever. And like, yeah, dude, people are like it's so funny. Like, why is that stupid lizard lady with spikes in the... Why is that lizard with spikes in Freak Force when she can't even fight?
Way to go, Eric. You killed off the main character. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Did you read the one where the guy is like, he's fucking pissed, and he's like, well, you killed Frank, you idiot. I'm done. He was like, I hate Image now. He's like mad.
I wonder how many of these letters, though, are from, kids in high school or junior high or something,
Well, that's one of the reasons why I asked you guys, like, I was like, where were you, like, when this stuff was coming out? Like, think about it. It's like, there were, kids that were, like, kids reading this.
Right.
And so, you're not used to, as a kid, as, like, a 5th and a 7th grader, you're not used to seeing the hero, like, fucking lose. So crazy. So, yeah, it's funny because, man, people were just, like... fucking the fans were going really like fucking hard on him, dude. They were like, oh, you're an idiot. The other thing I wanted to ask, because you guys, I got into Eric's work with Savage Dragon. I don't have the Marvel back history. I still don't. I like Defenders, Aquaman, like I've never read any of it. Spider-Man, none of it. Sinister Six. What the fuck are the Garths? And do you know what a Garth looks like?
I thought it was like one of the little guys he made when he was in high school.
So what he says in the letters column,
like a little face,
is he says the Garths are cartoon characters in the vein of the Smurfs that made many background appearances throughout much of my early Marvel and DC work. They were cartoony versions of a good friend named Garth Chateau. Suppose I'll get around to using them again eventually. Keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, you don't really see him much. I'm pretty sure I know he's on. It's like this little face has got a weird mouth.
So it's never appeared in Dragon, right?
I'll try to find one posted. I mean, it might have, but it's not like Guy and Duder or any of that.
John Day.
Or John Day.
Or Boom Pow Tacos or whatever.
I swear he posted old stuff where he had it in like his yearbook or something like that. And I've seen it here and there once in a while. Because it's very weird looking, but if that's what I'm thinking of, I'll look it up. Maybe post it on the Eric Larson Facebook page or something, or in the Savage FINcast page.
I would love to see a Garth. I have never seen one. The other thing that's fucking hilarious, and again, I know, I'm sorry, we're spending a lot of time on these letters page, but they're just so fucking funny. Is just people's guesses as to like how the hell like he writes himself out of the cliffhanger of 7. And there's like one guy's like, oh, it's a dream. And another guy's like, Spawn uses his magic to heal him. So good.
Just tie it all in, kind of like Spawn's origin tied in with, what's his name from Youngblood?
Chapel,
yeah. Big mistake. Do you, there's on the last page of the letters.
Oh, you saw that too.
Yes. What? What?
The Chris G drawing.
Is that Chris G?
It is. It's a C and a G. That's absolutely.
I see the C and the G, but I didn't know. I mean, it's a Calvin-esque looking dragon, but I didn't know if that was Chris G. Russo or if it's.
Is that really Chris G?
He doesn't seem to have a letter in here, but it's signed with a C and a G. So there's literally like only a few thousand people that could be, but only one that draws kind of like Calvin Hobbes at this point in his life.
Bro,
I don't know.
It's the Chris G mouth, nose, and eyes, like, unmistakably.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny because, like, Chris G. Russo, like, the rest of it changed, but, like, I guess, damn, dude, in 93, he had the mouth, nose, and eyes, like, the eyes, nose, and mouth, like, nailed down.
For the listeners, Chris G, Super G, right?
G-Man.
G-Man, I'm sorry. G-Man. Did the backups. He's got his own series.
One last thing, and we'll get out of these letters because, I mean, I'm sorry. I know, like, probably nobody loves them as much as I do, but it's just, to me, so funny to hear Eric tell people, the guy's like, what about a Savage Dragon video game, and he's like, he's like, yeah, about that. Stay tuned.
I saw another letters. I don't know if it was in this one or what. It was like, what about a cartoon? He's like, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah. They're great, dude. They're great. There's another one where he tells the fan, the guy's like, can Dragon flip his fin over? And he's like, nah, it won't flip that far. And then, like, flash forward all those years later, and, like, Malcolm totally just folds it over to put a football helmet on. I love it.
How about the back cover, the Image fan club? $15.
The copy is hilarious.
I like how it's like, join today. In just a few short weeks, you'll be the coolest person you know. You receive the styling T-shirt plus exclusive button. It costs like 10 cents to make a button.
Yeah.
And quarterly newsletter. I just want to know how long the newsletter lasted, or if it was ever published at all.
I would love to see the newsletter, like, at all. Like, what the fuck was it about?
It's possible. No, wait. The Image Insider.
It was just the Inside Image.
Image Insider was probably the newsletter.
Or that was like the Malibu at the time.
But this shirt,
Image.
This shirt's drawn by Matsuda. Like, isn't that Jeff Matsuda?
It looks that way, yeah.
I don't know. I can't pinch zoom back cover.
All right. I mean,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, that's right.
And Art cool. Thigbert, I think, inked it.
All I know is that fin is
see
ridiculous.
The AT.
It is, dude. Talk about
and the eyebrows.
Yeah. You guys, like, we commented on it briefly with another FINcast Retro, but, brother, in the 90s, people were not afraid to give characters old man eyebrow.
Yeah.
Just fucking curl it up on the ends, dude, like a mustache.
What's his name? Is it Andy Rooney, 60 Minutes?
Geraldo's got that going on now. This is Geraldo Rivera. He, like, tweaks his mustache and his eyebrows. Are we ready to move on to the second issue?
Yeah, issue 8, I think it's an iconic issue. I loved it. I still love it. I'm looking back at it. It's been a while, and I was like, man, just the art, the setting, everything that happens is just mind blowing in that issue. It was fun.
I agree. This issue is 10 out of 10 for action, story, plot development, like art, coloring. Like, holy shit, dude. So, and again, you look at the way he is, it's funny, I was listening to Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor do their Blood and Guts thing, and, Jim was like, yeah, Eric is like a more mature storyteller than a lot of the early Image guys. Bro, he is, because if you look at the way he's, like, just slowly, like, doling out this world building, man, he's just, like, laying down little mysteries here and there everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good, dude. It's head and shoulders above the other Image books, like, already.
And those guys made it a point that, Eric had been drawing his own comics for years and years and years that just even weren't published,
Right.
So when it came to writing, he was already, like, going through the paces for a while.
Yeah.
Where a lot of these guys are just starting to write their own stuff. They've been drawing for years, but not writing, besides, like, Valentino.
I'm sorry, I'm not letting this go. I'm not going to let this go. It was part of the FINcast. It was part of the intro. Guys, right by Chris G's drawing. I want you to see something. 1994, March. The writer suggests a Halloween issue, and Eric responds and says, I'll consider a Halloween issue. Eric, if you're out there, we're still waiting. How many FINcasts have I been like, bro, we get a lot of Christmas. I would love to see Halloween.
Right.
Don't take another 28 years, Eric. Please consider. All right, sorry. I had to throw it out there. I had to do it to him.
Let's jump into issue 9 of Savage Dragon.
Again, I just got to slather this cover with a little bit of love. I mean, like, holy Toledo, dudes. Look at that. And this is a post-Dave Johnson Super Patriot.
Yeah, you can totally tell Eric is trying to Dave Johnson it.
Well, if you look at the inside cover above the 4 Image comics, it says, thanks to Dave Johnson for technical assistance. because before this, I mean, Eric was just drawing Super Patriot with tubes.
Yep.
And I feel
And
like
he- and
he
he-
had to up
and he
his
will-
game
and he
after
will
the
again.
miniseries. Yeah. But this is coming right off Dave's miniseries, which is mind-blowing. I think a lot of people lost their minds over that series. I know I did.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
how awesome it looked. And so now Eric's got to up his visual game with Super Patriot.
And for my money, like, this issue is like a Super Patriot showcase.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't like Super Patriot, or if somebody looked at Super Patriot and was like, who's this corny, like, dude with a flag and a ponytail? Like, what is his deal with his metal arms and legs? If you showed them Savage Dragon issue 9, they'd just shut the fuck up. Because is he not so goddamn badass in this issue?
Yeah. I love this cover. Like, I don't know what the hell that big device is or whatever that tank is.
It's a boiler.
Boiler.
It's a boiler.
behind them.
Boiler, for sure.
Doesn't look like any boiler I've ever seen, but
Well, it's an industrial grade boiler, or it's part of a heating system. Yeah,
looks like something out of Star Wars.
it's just a boiler. They have them everywhere. Have you never?
None
have you
that
never,
look like
have
that.
you never-
I promise you that.
Have you-
I know they may be shorthand or something, but there's no boilers that have a bunch of tubes coming out of the top.
it's where
It's
the
just
hot-
a Chicago-style tube-top boiler. I'm kidding.
It's super creepy, though. I love it. I love that they're hiding behind it.
well, there's
Yeah.
there's definitely like an insect like style to what's going on with Super Patriot here with his weird spider legs.
Well, spider appendages.
Mm-hmm.
I like he's done that. I love when he does that with Super Patriot, when he makes him extend his arms and legs. It gets all creepy looking, especially when he's not in control of his own body.
Yes, dude. And again, you see so much of like the limbs like really like roboticing out in this issue. Oh, it's so good. What a Horrible Dream is extra funny. When you consider again letters, got to take those letters into consideration, guys. Like Eric was having fun with the readers for sure with that, like, What a Horrible Dream, because people were suggesting that a dream was the only way to get out of that like cliffhanger. So like, you know, he's playing already.
It's so funny. Yeah, definitely. You know, you look at the page and you're like, fuck, that's bullshit. But it looks weird seeing these kind of splash pages without any title or anything nowadays.
Isn't it?
Just
Yeah.
clean like that.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird? Like, wouldn't that kind of be punched up by a big title?
Yeah.
It's also funny, just all this character and personality. Like, Dragon's just such a hammy fucker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's the fucking worst. I'd slap his shit.
I love him, dude. Like, that little, like, ooh face he's making when Rapture's like, bro, I'm going to fuck you tonight. He's like, ooh.
But he's also like flirting with Nurse Stevens. Like, Nurse Stevens, what are you doing here?
Bro, he's flirting with all of them. Oh, a cute redhead, too? It's like...
Except for Dart, she won't give him time of day. I love that face though. That a pretty redhead too.
Yeah.
He puts his arms behind his head. That's such a great pose.
Yeah, dude, the expressions, like, just top to bottom are fucking hilarious. Like you said, Jim, like, you can see Dart's like, you fuck.
There's like every type of woman of his dreams in the room.
Yeah,
And then, Dragon's worst nightmare, the door knocks.
anything could be behind
Click,
that
clack.
door.
That's it, dude. Knock, knock, flip
I love
the
that.
page. And then go.
I love the click clack.
Think,
Dude, look at the face he's making to Rapture right before the click clack door opens.
Yeah, Raven mentioned that.
yeah,
Oh, did you? Was that the panel?
yeah, that's the one where he's like, ooh.
Yeah. He never draws like that anymore.
Isn't it great, dude? That's such a great face. The ooh.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's very un-Eric-y, for sure. That's an un-Eric Larson-y face, but, I mean, here it is, dude.
And then the splash.
I feel like this is.
I know we're not supposed to
I
go
feel-
page by page.
I feel
but-
like this is the first time we really see Dragon with his two toes.
Yeah, you're probably
Is
not
it? I
wrong.
don't know. Because what about when he was in the hospital last time with Inferno?
Maybe.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But this is very similar to that Inferno situation. Where Inferno just busts in, burns people up. Only it's Super Patriot.
You're right.
Does Super Patriot, when he shoots, blast out all those shells anymore?
He doesn't even blast them all out consistently on this issue.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of just there as,
It doesn't make a lot of sense that he'd have actual bullets in him, since he has to reconfigure his guns to whatever he wants. The question of where the bullets come from is one of those that you just don't ask.
Yeah, you kind of got to, like, let that one go, I
just
guess,
don't recall if he draws... I don't think he draws the shells anymore.
The conservation
Present
of
day.
mass.
Where does he keep them? I guess he just keeps, like, huge, like, spools of bullets in his limbs.
Yeah, just compartments or something.
But he never runs out, and he also shoots. Shoots lasers.
That's what those shoulder pads are about, bros.
Yeah.
I think lasers would make more sense.
But you know what? I'm glad it's bullets, because I like seeing bullet-riddled walls and shit.
Yeah.
It's amazing he didn't hit anybody in this room.
I mean, he was focused on killing Dragon, thank goodness, because think how horrific this scene could have gone. Like, Nurse Stevens and, like, Redhead, I don't know her name, I'm sorry. But, like, they are just normal people.
But, even Rapture and Dart are just normal people, and they get knocked out the very next moment with long, spindly arms.
It's so hard to forget that Dart is
How
actually
Dragon
just a normal person.
And
dodged all those bullets in that splash is amazing.
I love it, though.
But yeah, we get some good stuff with Dragon and Nurse Ann basically on the run from Super Patriot, who's acting like real Terminator-y creepy. And he does that cool thing where he jumps out the window and then he goes all spider with like that.
Yeah.
He goes all Slender Man before Slender Man was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like all the little tendons in his leg kind of separate.
I love it, dude. To me, when you've got, like, that is some iconic Super Patriot shit. Like, when his limbs are all stretching around and he's making tons of guns.
Guns on his knees and guns on his like every part of his body. It's crazy.
And it's also, too, killer body language. Like, when Super Patriot is like, you talk about, like, the artistic chops that Eric has, and to sell the fact that Super Patriot's unconscious, yet his body is still pursuing. Like, I mean, he nails it, dude. Like, he really nails it.
Yeah, like he's all his body's kind of limp, and it's just the mechanics working.
Right.
Yeah.
How crazy?
His head's just kind of flopped over.
How crazy is that panel where all the background is just sound effects?
Yes, dude. That is the best. You're talking about the manhole panel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Where he shoots the manhole cover and he's all, what was it? Braca?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The original art on those kind of things looks so cool, too, because you have,
Because this was back in the day.
Chris
that was
E.
back in the day when he still mailed the art to the letterer, and so all that stuff is on the page.
Chris E's just got his little ruler and just kind of, you can see all the blue lines and stuff. It's cool.
Let me throw this in. I said this in previous FINcast Retros, but what a perfect fucking argument for Image Comics glossy paper.
Yeah.
Because my issue 8 is on the Image glossy and looks like it was printed yesterday.
Right.
My issue 9 is newsstand paper.
Ooh.
With the barcode.
Oh, you have do you have the newsstand with the barcode?
Yeah, with the barcode. And bro, this issue looks like fucking shit. Like, it looks so old. Like, this comic looks old as fuck.
You're going to have a bunch of people contacting you now, asking if you want to sell it.
Is this rare or something?
I think all the newsstand ones are kind of uncommon.
Yeah.
Well, it's a piece
There's
of dog
only a small
shit.
percentage that are newsstand.
I've only found very few while digging them out of back issue bins, and most of them are like the really early ones.
Yeah, well, they didn't. I think he stopped after like maybe. I don't even know if he made it to issue 20, but
right. So like the page right before well, you don't even have the poster in yours, do you?
I do. Yeah, John Cleary.
All right, so the page right before the poster where you see Super Patriot shooting at Dragon and the lighting is all lit up by the guns
Yeah.
going up. So that looks like dog shit.
It is not. The thing is that it is just obviously inferior. Like, the colors are not as vibrant. Everything is aged. So, like, everything is slightly,
It's that
like
mildew.
time.
That mildew's getting in there.
You and your damn mildew. It's just not a sharp.
I hope you enjoy your stench.
I do, actually. This John Cleary poster's great.
Is
man.
it? Is it great, Raven? Is it? Oh my god!
It. I think it's fucking
Look
cool.
at
I love
his
his wacky shit.
Look at his fucking forearms.
Yeah, dude. Look at him. How they're fucking like. Look at his neck veins.
What? Look at his feet, like ending at points.
Yes, dude. They're
And
awesome.
what are all these bandages on the floor?
Those are bullet shells?
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Clearly, you don't like stylized art.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, dude. Look at the arm hair. It's awesome. This is cool, man.
Craig, do you have an opinion?
It's like wacky McFarlane. It's like McFarlane on, like, I don't know, just meth.
Meth?
I don't know, man. It's too much. It's like, I want to be McFarlane, but even more stylized.
Man,
He goes on to do the Deadly Duo series
does he? Oh, that's right. Okay, I kind of see
with
it.
Spawn, with Spawn's in the first issue. But if you look at his work, he really wants. He also did the Satan 6, which was like a Kirby Topps comic.
Yeah, that Topps
And McFarlane
comic, right?
inked,
I think I have a bunch of
McFarlane
those.
inked the cover. And he really tries to be McFarlane, but it's like over the top McFarlane. It's too much for me.
I love it. Look at that gun. Look how fucking... that gun is nuts, dude.
I mean, the gun's probably the best part.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow, I can't believe that. I thought you guys had taste.
No, I'm afraid
I
not.
was shocked that Eric used him for the Deadly Duo second. From, I think, Andy Smith to John Cleary, and it just, I don't know, wasn't a fan. But those are the times, man. People wanted that, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it was extreme, dude. I still think it has a charm. I would rather something look like this than look like a poor Rob Liefeld or a poor Jim Lee.
See, this looks to me like poor Liefeld.
No.
I'm telling you guys, watch when we get to the Deadly Duo and you see his series on the Deadly Duo. He's really trying to be McFarlane. If you go back, look at Satan 6
I'm pretty sure he draws Spawn in that series too. So
Oh, you can see the McFarlane
and the Deadly
in this.
Duo, yeah, the first issue.
Like, you can see the McFarlane in this. Like, there's a thigh belt. There's that knee shading. Like that is McFarlane as a motherfucker.
does McFarlane put
Yeah.
so many?
It
so
doesn't
many-
come across as much in.
Does he put so many
in the pinup.
creases into crotch? That McFarlane.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's like a fucking old man looking at you up from the groinal area. Oh, Sonny, I'm a cock. That's it. More wrinkles than Grandpa's ball sack. It's wrinkly, dude. I got a question for you guys. So, on the other side of this, my newsstand edition has a black and white Vanguard ad. Do you guys have that?
Yes.
Question. This is my question for you. So, do you guys have newsstand, or what do you have?
I have direct market.
Okay.
Yeah, direct market.
Okay, so does it say it's too goddamn perfect, or it's too gosh darned perfect?
It says too gosh darn perfect.
Gosh darned.
So-
Do you remember this saying it's too goddamn perfect?
I don't remember. No.
I remember it saying goddamn. And yet here it says gosh darned.
Yeah, I don't think that's not just a newsstand thing. That's all.
I think it might have been on another solicitation or something.
Maybe it was an Image Insider. Maybe.
Okay, just
Not-
curious.
Not sure.
We've praised this weird picture of Vanguard before, actually. So when we did Vanguard, this issue. So y'all, I love the intrigue and the build up. Craig, I thought of you as I read this because, we just had this crazy thing, and this is the second slug that dragons peeled off of someone's neck. And I thought of you where you're like, dragon used to slow build up things. And I was like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, as I read that, I was like, you know what? I see exactly what Craig means, because
you don't know what the hell's going on. He just keeps finding these little worms.
Yeah, you just keep finding those little slugs. And I was like, that's the kind of thing that Eric just wouldn't fucking do now. And I get it. I see where you're coming from, because that was quite the build-up.
Not to date us too much, but Eric and Kurt Busick were talking on Twitter today about how Kurt, when he was doing his Thunderbolts run, made a point that the first 7 or 8 issues were all standalone stories in case something happened and the series didn't continue, so that things wouldn't end on like a cliffhanger. Eric said similarly that he was kind of doing Early Dragon the same way.
Ooh, strong disagree.
Well, that's the thing, is that while it's true that these issues stand on their own in many respects,
strong agree on that.
They do tell a complete story, but they are all telling a larger story together, and they are all seeding like things in that will be picked up on later. So there's a difference between wanting a done-in-one story and doing a story that is, an entire story, while also
with little subplots,
while laying the groundwork for future stories.
Yep. And I call that the overarching narrative.
And I think some of that is missing from current Savage Dragon, whether or not it's just because Eric just wants the done-in-one format, or he just doesn't know what he wants to do 6 or 7 or 8 months out, and so can't lay the groundwork because he doesn't know what he wants. Or doesn't know.
Dude, it's been 3 decades. I mean, he may honestly, he did it. So again, it may just be a thing that he just feels done with.
Right.
But it's funny because I always like sort of push back in other FINcasts against Craig. I'm like, don't worry about it, Craig. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. But as I read this, I was like, oh, the little slug on the neck, quite the build-up.
Well, there's things like that. There's things like Debbie's mom. They're still kind of like showing her. It's like,
she's still around. Yep.
And it's just kind of like a little callback. There's our Richard Richards.
I mean, there's a couple of things laid down in this issue. We see Freak Force. We see the current, we get caught up on what Dart and Rapture and Anne are doing. We get the Leech thing. We get the rematch. Well, we get the Savage Dragon Super Patriot rematch from the miniseries. Because it's been a while since the last time those two fought. Correct. And then on top of all of that, we get to meet Mace and his dumb Mace. Well, actually, it's not really his dumb Morningstar.
Yeah, Morningstar instead of Mace, right?
Yeah. And also we catch up on the Shrew, who we haven't seen in a while.
And we also get a healing factor tease.
And yes, we get the boner pop moment.
And Rapture and Dragon, and
we get to see pages where we have to look at people and wonder, what the fuck comic were you reading when you complain about all the sex in Savage Dragon?
Yeah.
Because it's been here all along, you dipshits.
So again, we're talking about we were in 5th and 7th grade, and so I'm a 7th grader, and I'm like, dude, Rapture's Sidewinder was one of the fucking craziest things, me as a kid. Because I actually have a clear memory of a Marvel comic where Wolverine fucks someone.
Right.
And the way they did it, the way they handled it, is they were they were kissing, which they showed. And then they showed Wolverine after the fact that he was standing and just bathed in shadow. He's mostly silhouette. You could only tell it was him because there's some light on his face.
Right.
And there's just a little caption box and it said, sorry, kids. And that was in a Marvel comic, right? So meanwhile, here we are, we're reading Savage Dragon, and we get to the last page, and not only is Dragon about to fuck Rapture, no questions asked, they're building up to it for sure. They don't the camera doesn't pull away, she's dropping her. She came over there in nothing but a trench coat. But on top of that, you flip the page, and then damn, dude, there she is, half naked. Quite the difference is all I'm saying. This ain't the House of Ideas, baby.
How cool is the drawing, the Mace appearance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy looking. He's got that weird like girdle thing.
I love it. I think these
That
weird
belt thing.
aviator pants are cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does have like the fucking like thing sticking out,
Like
of his,
flared out.
Yeah. One thing I did like was how basically Dragon talks to the shrew and says sorry
Yeah, I
about what
like that
happened
too.
because he knows that this is all mind control thing going on, and the
Yep.
the fact that immediately Shrew gets beat up by Mace tells you that Mace is a fucking idiot and evil fucker.
He also feels bad for the shrew because he gets treated like shit
He sure do,
for
and that
looking like a freak.
and that never ends.
Yeah, it's always a butt rag. Alex is super cute, dude. That panel where she's like, Dragon! Again, another great face.
Yeah.
Like, I think Eric was kind of like exploring a bit with faces.
It's crazy how young she's drawn
Yeah,
back
dude.
back then.
They were both so young. They were, in their early 30s, right?
Is she like
think
supposed to be in her
20s,
early 30s?
20.
Because she really feels like she's supposed to be in like 20 years old, like right out of like.
Dragon's in his early 30s.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking old man.
And so the thing is that, all those years later, Alex is turning gray, like in current issues.
Right.
And so for Alex to be turning gray, and she's like a minority.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I guess it's only been like 25 years, so I guess maybe she must be older at this point.
She must be older, but yeah, you're right. She looks young. I think it's because she's acting so cute.
Also-
Touching the stump.
And also, Eric does the anime eye thing with his female
Yeah, dude.
characters.
Dude, her date of birth is 72.
Oh, okay. She's
so
older. Definitely
she's
older.
young. She's like 24 there or something.
Oh, she's going gray. Well, I guess she'd be over 50, so I guess it makes sense
Yeah.
that she'd be going gray.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, yeah, 24. Yeah, she's still pretty young.
Cute Alex. Rooting for her.
Any notable letters to
Oh
comment?
Lord, dude. Yes, there's so many good ones in here. Like basically, let's see, what is it? Fucking, there's stuff that I don't understand.
What about the one with T Red and Sir Fabio Death?
Is that the one where the guy's like scammage? Yes. Okay, legendary letter in this one. You talk about printing letters that are not positive. This letter is written from these two Canadians that call themselves T-Red and Sir Fabio Death.
Okay.
And it has a numbered list. 2 numbered
It
lists.
just rips on everyone.
that are just like shitting on Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld and like, it's fucking... It's crazy, dude. I can't believe
Why
Eric
does Hero
printed
and
this.
Wizard kiss your asses so much? And then he has like questions for other creators.
And it's clear he's and Eric busted him. He's like, dude, for someone who can't stand us, you sure seem to read our books. And it's like, yeah, this guy is clearly like a fan, but it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's so funny to read this because it's like still some stuff that's brought up in 2021. He's like, tell Jim Lee and the rest of your shitty staff that spandex does not stick to muscle formations.
It's just like, it's so poorly written too.
Well, that's the thing is we were
Dude,
talking about
number 11.
Well, we were
Let me
talking
just read number 11.
Tell Rob L. that all of...
No, the 11 before it.
Oh, okay. Regarding Savage Dragon number 3, quoting Mighty Man, I'm not that kind of guy. What kind of guy is he? A faggot?
What?
Yeah, dude. Super fucking shitty, dude.
Honestly, that would have made me want to just throw that letter right in the trash if I had read that. Of course, it was 1994.
Yeah.
Why does Hero... He's talking about fucking Hero magazine. That's hilarious. Why does Hero and Wizard kiss your asses so much? Get some real writers. You guys have no idea how to tell a story.
Wow, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Hero wouldn't last that much longer after this, and now Wizards have been gone for almost as long.
Learn how to fight before you draw fight scenes in your comic books.
What
This is like a couple of nerds probably too that are writing it that never like, I don't know.
Where are they now?
Whatever.
if you're out there, you're listening.
Bro, I also want to say that this is goddamn hilarious because we, in current Savage Dragon continuity, have Paul, who just lost his hand to Mako, the new Mako, and we are like making jokes about Paul getting a Rob Liefeld arm.
Yeah.
And the letters in these pages of 8 and 9, people are like, please don't give Savage Dragon a Rob Liefeld arm.
A cable arm.
Yeah. They're like, please don't do it, Eric.
Please.
They're like, Savage Dragon is one of the few guys that looks cool and isn't covered in guns and knives and zippers. Oh, it's so good, dude. These are so fucking... These letters are priceless. Like, I remember this drawing by Toby Mays, that weird body hair.
Yeah.
I remember that drawing so well. It's just such a weird Savage Dragon. Every body hair, it's not quick. Like, every body hair tediously rendered.
The giant eyebrows.
Yeah, man. Oh, so fun.
Good stuff. And we got the back cover. We've got the first appearance of the Savage Dragon sculpture.
Yes, dude.
And,
Like
that,
Kleber
and
and
it's
more.
very breakable fin.
Yeah. Only 150. Oh, if only that was still
Send
the
a
case.
check or money order in U.S. funds.
There's another one real quick where there's like the letter is written by Ben Herman. We don't have to talk about it, but I love it that Ben Herman is still reading, still interacts, like still floating around Savage Dragon. I asked him, I said, Ben, was that you, dude? I just have to confirm. And he was like, yup. He was like, that was me.
Yeah, he writes a lot.
Yeah. And
He always
a
has.
thing that I didn't know, because again, I never read a lot of Marvel books and shit, but you guys talk about like Olaf Beamer, from the Netherlands, and I had no idea that Olaf was a guy that got his letters printed in DC and Marvel as well. Like apparently,
Olaf Metal.
apparently his shit is like everywhere. Like one letter writer is like, how the hell does Olaf get his stuff in every single like comic I read? I feel like every comic I read has an Olaf letter in it.
Would you like to make a fuck berserker?
I knew you were gonna do that, dude. It's good, dude. It's absolutely fantastic. These were classic issues to me. I think this one is really, really, really fucking classic too. Just because, again, just the art is solid as a motherfucker. The ending of the issue is just a crazy cliffhanger.
Yep.
The action is over the fucking top, but there's also so much characterization and plot development.
Yeah, so easy to eat up back then. Like, just these issues just being so new and fresh, and like looking back at it, it's like, man, these are well crafted superhero funny books.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they hold up. Like I have bought things in the previous weeks that were not as good as this issue is now. I'm just like, certainly better than the Ludocrats. We'll just call it out. Felt like a waste of my money.
Really? You didn't like it?
Not as much as this.
Oh.
It's way better.
Well, obviously, but I thought you would have enjoyed that more.
I liked it okay, but it's just like you're talking about like solidly crafted comics. Like, it's just amazing how this fucking comic from 1994. I don't know. You think of things like that are really old as just aging out of goodness.
Really?
Like that's
a weird thing to hang up to have.
No, it's not a hang up.
I've never experienced that in my life.
I'm just saying. You lie, dude. I'm just saying things improve with time. That's all.
Yeah,
they should.
They
anyway.
get. The older they are, the better they get.
Always. Is that always the case?
No.
Okay.
Things that are old are just as bad as things from now, and things from now are just as good as things were old. I don't know. It's my experience that older comics, let me rephrase that. Good good quality media is forever.
Timeless,
Timeless,
right?
exactly.
I agree. Yeah, if it's good, it lasts forever. I guess what I'm saying is that a lot of things are products of their time.
Right.
And unfortunately, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you look at Gremlins, like that's a movie from the 80s, if ever there was one, but Gremlins is timeless.
Right.
So is Goonies. Like, that's an 80s movie. Those are 80s kids, but, like, it's still Goonies is timeless. But, like, I'm just saying that sometimes you read stuff and you're just like, this definitely is some shit that was made in the 90s. And Savage Dragon doesn't read like that. Like, it's crazy to read these old issues. And
I think that was why I got into it so hard, is because when I started reading around issue 90, I went back to the, where it started, and it was like it was just another issue.
Yeah.
There was no massive distinction that this is from 10 years ago.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of stuff, you go to read it, and there's that, like, awkward phase,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got that, I'll tell you what it is, Jim. We'll make it manga. It's the One Piece factor.
Yeah, Dragon had an awkward phase, but it basically, by the time the miniseries was over, it was out of that awkward phase.
Got it in 3 issues.
He pretty much, I think by issue 3 of the ongoing, he was pretty much, where he was going to be for a while. Eric wouldn't really, like, he wouldn't experiment as hard until he got to, like, 75.
Oh, yeah.
He would, yeah.
I'll agree with that. Well, holy shit. Fantastic issues. Love talking Savage Dragon with you guys. And join us next time. I think, what do we got on the horizon, Jim?
Oh, well, next episode we're going to be going back to Freak Force.
Ooh.
We're going to be covering Freak Force issue number 3 and Freak Force issue number 4. After that, I'm pretty sure we'll be back to Savage Dragon. Got some more issues to do. Oh, never mind. I'll bring that up later. So anyway, yeah, that's it for this episode of the Savage FINcast Retro. As usual, you can always contact us at savagefincast@gmail.com. Find us on our website at savagefincast.com. You can find us on our shows on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor, and YouTube. So thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.